so that you are equipped to talk to the ghost. That is insane. You don't even have to bring your own stuff. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today you are watching Freaky Friday with Spooky Tea, and we are going to be talking about the top 5 haunted hotels in California. I've personally only have spent the night in 2 of these hotels, which is actually kind of interesting. I did have a paranormal experience happen at one of these hotels, and I will go into detail about it once we reach those hotels in our top 5 list. So I'm really excited about this just because I love looking into just scary things, haunted things, you guys know all that. And right now it's really not a time to be going out and doing explorations, so the best we can do is talk about scary things and talk about scary stories. So if you have a scary story suggestion, drop it down below. If you have a TikTok horror account, drop it down below. If you want to see a top 5 of anything else scary, please let me know in the comments below, and hit the subscribe button and the bell button notification so that you know when I post next. And with that being said, let's move on to the video, shall we? And in 5th place we have the Roosevelt Hotel. The Roosevelt Hotel is one of my favorite, probably. I really want to go and visit it at some point. It's very popular because a lot of stars have stayed in this hotel, and actually some of them are rumored to still roam the halls of the Roosevelt Hotel, and some of them even actually haunt some of the rooms. But anyway, a little bit about this hotel. It was built in the golden era in LA. It opened in May 15th, 1927. It did play a major role in its first year, but then after that, it started declining until it was taken by different management and remodeled. So our ghosts that are still rumored to be in this hotel are the ghost of Marilyn Monroe and the actor Montgomery Clift. They are rumored to haunt this hotel. And actually, Marilyn Monroe is rumored to haunt a lot of different places. So a lot of people say that her spirit just travels along. I'm not quite sure what Marilyn Monroe's story is fully, but she is rumored to haunt this specific hotel and her specific suite, which I believe is Suite 1200. So if you ever stay at that hotel and you want to see Marilyn Monroe, maybe just book Suite 1200 and you might see her. And then we have actor Montgomery Clift. He also haunts a room very popularly, and that is room 928. Yes. As well as the hallway just right outside 928. That is where the most activity is seen. We also have another spirit at the Roosevelt Hotel. Apart from these 2 very famous ghosts, we also have a 5-year-old that roams the halls looking for her mom. And this ghost, her name is Caroline. This is a very fun hotel if you guys ever want to visit it. It's super close to the Hall of Fame, so it's right in the middle so that people can do like touristy stuff and then still stay with the ghosts. So definitely go check it out. Our 4th place goes to Chateau Marmont in West Hollywood. I honestly have no idea if I said that right, so sorry. Yeah, so this hotel is known as Bad Behavior. So the history of Bad Behavior, the Chateau Marmont, basically celebrities, they would go to this hotel because it was very private, very secluded. Entrances and exits were very private, so celebrities would go there and take care of their bad behavior, their bad needs. If you guys know what I'm talking about. So all of the scandalous stuff would happen in this hotel. And what's actually really interesting about this hotel is that you can't get in if you don't have a room booked. And that's even now. You can't get in if you don't have a room booked. So that was one of like the main things for celebrities. It's that they could have their peace and nobody could really bother them. So what's interesting about this is that Harry Cohn, who is the head of the Columbia Pictures, he told two of his most scandalous like young stars that, and I'm gonna quote it, he said, "If you must get into trouble, do it at the Chateau Marmont." Cool, huh? From here, let's jump into the haunted stuff of this specific hotel. Honestly, for this hotel, the history is all over the place because nobody really knows exactly what happened behind closed doors. So there's not really like a timeline of events or anything. Everything is just kind of fluid. Here we have another hotel that claims to have Marilyn Monroe amongst their unwanted guests. So some people claim to have seen ghosts of very famous people in this hotel, and some of those include Marilyn Monroe. She's everywhere. And amongst her we see Howard Hughes, Boris Karloff, and Jim Morrison. They've all made appearances at this specific hotel. I wouldn't want to find this out, but there are people who say that this hotel is cursed because some people face sudden deaths after staying at this hotel, which is very creepy, but I mean, the history of this place is also immense and it's all over the place. So I wouldn't, you know, if you want to see a video just on this hotel, please tell me below because there's so much stuff that I can't fit into this video. So room 64 is actually one of the most world famous rooms in the world just because Howard Hughes, he was holed up for several months just spying on people at the pool with the binoculars, just like looking down on them. Isn't that creepy? That's so creepy. But I don't really know if that room is haunted. It doesn't say anything about being haunted. It just says that it's famous for that. We have bungalow number 3. This bungalow is haunted by the ghost of John Belushi, and guests have reported children talking to a ghost, so like to no one, and they call him Funny Man, which is supposed to be this star. So creepy. And then room 79. Room 79 is the most haunted room of them all. Staff tries to avoid this place. Nobody wants to be near this place because it's so haunted. Basically, people see sightings and activities of moving furniture, visions of ghosts knocking on the door, and even a floating head outside of the window. So that just definitely sounds like a room I want to stay in. Moving on, taking the 3rd place in our most haunted hotels in California, we have the Hotel del Coronado. And this hotel we have already visited. It was just an exploration. I will leave the link to this video just up here. It's gonna pop up, and then I will put it down here so that you guys can go check that out. There's some story about this hotel, and you can see us trying to contact this ghost. It is haunted by the ghost of Kate Morgan. Now, Kate Morgan, she was a girl, I believe she was around 23 years old. She checked into the hotel, but she never checked out. Okay, so basically Kate Morgan, she married a man named Thomas Edwin Morgan. Now, she was supposed to have a kid with this dude, but the baby died. So the kid didn't make it. She ended up leaving her husband for another man and ran away. The other dude was named Albert Allen. And obviously this relationship didn't last. She seemed very ill. She was very alone. When she checked into the Hotel Del, she checked in under the name Mrs. Lottie A. Bernard, Detroit. And this was in 1892. She was very ill. She had just found out that she had stomach cancer, and she was at the hotel waiting for her brother so that he could help her because her brother was a doctor. Thing is, her brother never showed up and she never received any letters of anybody, not even like the lovers or anything. So very weird. She decided to go to the store to purchase a gun, and the next time they saw her, she was dead. She was lying on the steps by the beach, just going down. I don't know if you guys ever been to this hotel, but it's right there. And they found her with the gun in her hand. So it was pretty much ruled out a suicide. However, some people don't think that it was a suicide. Maybe they say that the lover probably came back and killed her, or maybe the brother. I don't know why the brother would, but they think that it could be a murder just because the bullet that was found, it was said to be like a different caliber than the gun that she had bought. But they never reopened the case, so it was just ruled out as suicide. Nobody really knows what happened to Kate Morgan, and there's not a lot of records of that time, so unfortunately she remains sort of a mystery. But that is the Hotel Del. Now let's move on to the hotel that takes our number 2, or second place, and that is going to be, it's called the Grande Colonial, and that is in La Jolla, again, San Diego. Haunted San Diego, everyone. I actually didn't know about this hotel, so I'm really excited to like go check it out, maybe from outside, and then someday maybe stay at this place. This hotel has been a part of La Jolla since 1913, so it's very old. It was an apartment hotel, but then soon thereafter, this hotel became a full-service hotel, and the apartments were moved to the back. I think it's still part of the hotel, though. I'm not entirely sure about that. It's one of those hotels that served as an escape for celebrities, because it was very, very private. So very similar to the Chateau Marmont. This one was also very private, very secluded, and it was in San Diego, so it was more of an escape than staying at a place in LA. So this hotel took a wartime role in World War II and actually welcomed like high-ranking officials. And then the sunroom was actually used as barracks during this time for the soldiers, which is actually where we can see most ghostly sightings, at this meeting room. Because of that, it has been haunted ever since the World War II. I'm assuming it's probably like a lot of war people. But yeah, there's actually a ghost log, and there's tons of ghost stories. So if you guys want to hear those, let me know. We can make another video on those. This hotel, there hasn't been like any reported deaths or anything like that, but it's just very famously like haunted for some reason. Here it says, while there's never been an untimely death or a heartsick lover left alone gazing out to sea, waiting for someone who never returns, the hotel certainly has had more than its share of unexplainable, perhaps spooky events. The good news, though, is that all paranormal sightings have one thing in common. They're always about people having fun. You be the judge. So this is more of a light-hearted kind of hotel, I guess, but it's one of the most haunted. So I guess it's still very creepy. The hotel staff always gets they get calls in the middle of the night, like at around 2 a.m. From a room that is empty. So that is something that always happens, and they always go check in on the room and there's no one there. So very scary. Now, we're moving up to our number 1, our first place, and that is going to be our beloved Queen Mary in Long Beach. And I love this place. I've actually stayed here once before with one of my friends, and we did have some sort of paranormal activity. Well, so let's talk about the Queen Mary, shall we? The Queen Mary was sailed from 1936 to 1967 when it was stopped at Long Beach, and it's been there ever since. During the World War II, the Queen Mary was actually stripped down, it was painted gray, and it was used to transport troops and prisoners of the war, like back and forth. And that actually gave the Queen Mary the name of Grey Ghost because it was really fast. That's what the Queen Mary was known for, how fast it was, and well, being the ghost. Ironic, right? The Queen Mary actually retains the record of most people in one vessel, and that's at 16,683 people. That's a crazy amount of people just in one boat. A lot of people say that the prisoners that were transported back and forth in this ship, that they are the ones who haunt them. There's also other very popular ghosts that are said to haunt this specific hotel, and there is one room that is one of the most haunted places in America. This hotel is one of the most haunted places, not just in California, in like America. I think it's one of the top 10. And this room is top 5 most haunted places. And that is the room B340. I know that like 50 people have died in that room, and I've seen so many videos of people staying in that room where just like crazy insane stuff happens to them. One of them is Sam and Colby, check him out, it's a really good video. So if you stay in room B340, you can expect knocks in the middle of the night. You can expect faucets turning on and off just by themselves. You can expect lights flickering, all of that stuff. Oh, and unexplainable bathroom doors shutting. That's already creepy enough as it is, but there's more. So if you stay in room B340, you are going to find a Ouija board. You are going to find tarot cards and a crystal ball so that you are equipped to talk to the ghosts. That is insane. You don't even have to bring your own stuff. So I did go to the Queen Mary once, and me and my friends stayed. We stayed at the hotel there because they have like a haunted house that they do every Halloween, and we stayed there. And at night we really wanted to explore because we've always been into this stuff, and we went outside room B340. And the room was not occupied. There was no one in there. We tried to like open the door. Like at some point we like grabbed it, but nothing really was happening. So we kind of backed away, and then the doorknob started turning like this. And then it kind of started like shaking. And we bolted out of that place. I was like, I'm out. And everyone just ran outside. We went to our hotel room. We were just sitting there like this. Did everyone see that, or was that just me? Because something happened there. There's an extensive amount of history in all of these places that I mentioned in this list. This video was just to name the top 5. If you guys would like more on these places, please let me know in the comments below so that we can dedicate a video to these places and maybe even go explore them so that we can talk to them to a deeper extent. Now, this is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell button notification. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future, and thank you for watching. I love you guys. Bye!